Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can. Like I start video, right? I guess because they can't see me now. All together is a yellow.
Yeah, I see the yellow.
I don't know why that is. Should come up with my
Yeah, that's on your end.
right. Okay. Let's see. Wait a minute. Choose. I don't know. Stop video. Choose virtual background. Nope, that didn't work. I already had like something else.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
well,
did have something there.
what was this?
No, you used to have a
My car.
background,
Yeah, I
right?
know. I don't see it though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working, but okay. Well, we can do it without. Oh, there's you. But
Yeah.
okay, whoop. Now I lost you.
If you look on the bottom,
Yeah, but no, it just went right to Zoom now. Once you clicked in, I lost the picture there. Oh, baby.
if you see on the bottom of your screen, does it say
It
mute?
says Zoom. Okay, now I got you back. Okay, so it says share screen. I guess yes, right?
No, I don't think
No,
you want
no,
to share the screen.
no. Okay, so okay, participants. I guess just you and me. I guess Vinny, me.
Yeah, when
Okay.
I when I looked on mine, it said mute and stop video was crossed out. Do you see
Yeah. So if I
video?
stop video, it goes away. And then if I
Oh,
say start it,
that's
it
how I
comes
brought
up
mine
that
back.
orange.
Is
Yeah.
your camera backwards maybe?
Oh, wait a minute. That's it. I got it. Thank you.
Now you're
I got my new
sideways.
computer. Yeah. I don't know how I do that. View. Um, full screen, I guess. I don't know. Nope, that's you.
Let's see. You want to
Okay.
flip yourself.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how to do that though. It says blur my background. That doesn't work. Okay, well, I guess I'm there. I can't make it bigger though. Well, yeah, I can. I don't know how to make it rotate. No. Oh well, I'll be over there in your screen, I guess.
Trisha just came on.
Sideways.
You're
Uh,
sideways. Maybe Trisha knows how to do that.
Trish, do you know how to turn?
What's oh, he is sideways.
Yeah, yeah.
Vinny,
Well,
are you on your computer or your
yeah.
phone?
I'm on my computer,
Huh.
and I don't know.
Yeah,
I could go stop video, and then
I don't
start
know
video.
what to tell him.
Yeah, I'm still
But
sideways. It says more. It says mute audio, stop video, blur background, choose a virtual background. Try that. Yeah, that doesn't help.
Well, try the virtual background just to see if it does change it.
Well, no, then it says virtuals, blur none or blur.
There's usually like a reverse, and I don't know if that's what you're
Oh, yeah,
on.
hold on. There's a little thing here. Oh, rotate 90 degrees. Okay,
There
wait a
you
minute.
go.
Okay. Okay.
so
There you
far,
go.
Yeah,
I
see,
don't know.
there was a little thing in there.
I don't know how you
So,
did it to begin with, but
yeah,
it
I
worked.
don't know either. Okay. So, how close are we? I guess 7?
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, being 7 o'clock for 2nd of May, 2023. Myself, Vin 40 Chair, Vice Chair Trish LeClaire, Laura Renaud, Minutes Clerk, and everybody else is missing. Okay. First order of business is do you want to just make a motion, Trish, to approve Leslie Chartier and Francis Chartier as burial agents?
yes,
Okay.
I make a motion to approve Leslie and what was the other one's name?
Francis.
Francis Cartier
Okay.
as our burial agents.
Okay. I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, so carried. Okay, next item is minutes. to be approved, so. I have not looked
I've
at it.
I already
Okay.
went through them. So
That's fine.
let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. I'm slow. So did you get back from North Carolina? You did, right?
Sorry, trying to find the mute button. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Saturday. Tell you what, the weather is great there.
Oh,
And the
I know.
people are super friendly.
Really? Okay, that's good. I did sort of notice that, but I can tell you the weather's 30 degrees warmer in the wintertime than we are. So when it's 30, it's 60 or 70. Sometimes it's 80 in the middle of winter. Scary. They do get a little more rain than we got, I think. Maybe.
I don't know though. It rained when we're there, but it only rains for a few minutes and then
Yeah,
it
yeah,
stops.
yeah. Well, I don't know if they have water bans. Okay, I read the minutes. I'm okay with that. You want to make a motion to approve them?
Yep, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. Okay, so our next agenda item is new business, and I guess Robbie's not here, right? Okay, so we have no tobacco updates. Where is he? Hey, Rob, you there? No.
I see an iPhone on here.
Yeah,
They
but I don't
were
know.
they were muted, Laura, but now they're unmuted. I think you need to mute them again if they don't know how to mute themselves.
Hey,
Perfect.
Rob, you out there? No. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the next item is let's see, probably a day before Bruce retired his position. I think it was a Friday morning or Thursday morning. We headed out to 27 Irene Court, which I don't know. Did you remember his name, Laura? Anyway, the gentleman there and his wife have the goat farm, if you want to call it. And there were let's see, yeah, 7 goats. And you know, I was going down there to issue a cease and desist and remove all the animals. He thought it was unreasonable. He said, I'm gonna get my lawyer. And I said, okay, let's, you know. And then he told me he was gonna have one gone by Saturday, which was a week ago Saturday, and the others gone by midweek. And then he said, oh, I never said that. He says the others are nursing, so you can't separate from the mother. And I said, well, he said, well, I want to keep the 2 young ones of one set. He said, and I want to get rid of all the others. So instead of having 3 under the bylaw, which he's allowed, he'll have 2. But anyway, he said it would take 3 months. So I said, as we were leaving, this needs to be put in writing by him, not the Board of Health, and then submitted to Laura or Bruce if he did it before Bruce left. And we never got it. So, Trish, I guess the motion we probably need to be made is that we need to send him a letter saying if we don't receive this letter within, I don't know, what do you want to do? Give him 72, 48, or 24? I mean, 72 will put him into the weekend, so it's probably not useful. What do you want to get until Monday?
Yeah, no, why don't we give him till Monday, but how are we gonna let him know that he needs to get it in by that date?
Yeah, okay. Laura, can you
Because
see?
we'd have to send him
Oh, yeah, certified mail.
certified mail, which can
Yeah.
take some time.
Okay, let's do it this way here. Laura, let's
Or
send
we
out,
could have a constable deliver it.
yeah, I mean, certified mail is $10, constable would be 35 at least or 50. Can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's like $40.
$40. Okay, so I don't know. If we do the we call first class return receipt, I would think we're going to get that within 2 days, business days. So that's Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday, Friday, and we tell him he has till Monday. I think that's reasonable, right? I mean, he can
I would
he
at
gets
least
it on Friday, right? He can type it up on the weekend or write it out. I don't care if it's even written out. But Laura, we're gonna have to state in there your time frame to get rid of. Now, let's say 7 is to 6, so he's going to get rid of 4 more and leaving him with 2. So Tell them we
I
need.
mean, listen though, I
Right.
would say that he has the option, even if he emails it to Laura, as long as there is a signature on there, right?
Yeah,
So the letter has to be received, I would say within at least, 7 days from the time that the letter goes out. So it gets
okay.
time to
So
get
Tuesday or
delivered.
Wednesday of next week. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
I think that's fair, right, Laura? And then maybe we could just put in there that they can, email it as long as it's dated and signed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Problem is to do that, they'll have to do a PDF, right? Of it. You can't unless you have digital signature capability.
You
Well,
can, you can,
they could even write an email as long as it has a digital signature, I guess, right?
Right. Okay.
right. So whatever is easiest in
So
order
have
for
them
them to get
attach.
it in a
Right.
timely manner.
Let's have them attach that letter and date it, the date they send it out by email, and then we will assume the email is the digital signature. Is that correct?
Well, you can digitally signature.
Oh, you can? Okay,
digital
fine.
signature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, when I did it with government, we had a special, what do you call it, like icon. But okay, I'm usually not digitally signing anything, but we better get with this program.
You can also take a picture on your phone though as a scanned document and upload it that way too. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
lots
what
of
I was thinking.
options.
Yeah, well, PDF it. Okay, I'm old
Um,
school. So anyway,
maybe Rob signed on if you want to ask about tobacco before we go any further.
okay, yeah, before we go into the rest of 23 Irene Court. So Rob, tobacco agent updates. Anything new for us?
Everything's been pretty good. We did another round of our inspections, and I haven't really found any major issues. A couple little things here and there, just minor things, either a side missing or a discrepancy on a product, but nothing major.
The only other thing I had, and this has been carried on for several months, I think. Whatever happened to the place that never opened? Remember, Mike Hennessy made a motion that if they did not open within, I believe, was 48 hours, that we would suspend their license and put it back into the thing. Because
Are
they're
you
holding up a clock.
referring?
Is that the Best
Is
Buds?
the Best Buds on the south end of town?
Yeah, the one that never opened. I believe it's on Pulaski. That one. Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird area. So they have product in the store. They just don't have a contractor to finish the store.
Okay, great. But can they stay open like that? They don't have an occupancy permit. You can't do that in Bellingham for housing, for businesses. Tim needs an occupancy permit, right?
I don't think that they have anything yet because they haven't started their construction. The crew that they had come in for the building they're in currently denied the work on that one, and then the crew that they hired never showed up from what the owner told me. So they're looking for someone to come in and finish the project. They had their materials delivered and they had their products delivered, but they never actually started their construction.
Okay, so the construction materials are there. The product is there. They can't use the product until they have an open business with a occupancy permit. But do they have a permit held up?
They currently have a permit held, yes.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Trish, how do you feel about that? Because I know Mike made the motion that one night saying they needed to get opened or we're going to take the permit and just put it back in the thing. They can reapply as long as no one takes it, but.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've been in this status quo for like how
over
long
a year
now, Robbie? Yeah.
Over a year, yeah, because they opened the other store, I believe, July of last year, officially June or July of last year.
Okay.
Because they'd started the North Main Street project first, so they're coming up on a year.
Okay, so here's the other thing we could do, and I'm gonna technically have you check out with town council if it's legal. We can let them hold it, but the minute someone comes in for one, we're taking it away from them unless they're open. Is that smart or is that not ethical? I don't know.
Well, so it runs into and again, it's completely the board's decision, but it runs into the gray area of, in order to open the business, we ask that they secure the permit ahead of time, which is the issue we had run into with this previous, with this exact same owner on their other location, was they bought the location without securing a permit and then tried to open the business when we didn't have one. So
Okay.
we've been guiding people to secure their permits so that way they know that
Okay.
they have it and someone else doesn't get it. But then
Someone doesn't get it. Okay.
we run into issues like this where, they never complete the project and we're still waiting.
Okay, so Trish, what do you think? We'll just disregard our previous memo, probably a month or so ago, at least.
Or if you'd like, I can give them a hard deadline and say, if it's not at
Yeah,
least to a
I
point
mean-
of substantial completion, we won't renew it for next year. I don't know if we can take one mid-year
Okay, fine.
without having a violation.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So they have all the way till December 31st to open. If they don't, we will not renew that permit. And that
'Cause
gives
I
them
know
what,
that
another 7 months?
Yes, and I know it had also been a question for the Sunoco, that they had been holding a permit, but they weren't holding product. I know that was one that Tricia mentioned previously.
Right.
In their case, they have the product, but they don't have it for retail. They actually have it for their employees. Their employees are their purchasers as opposed to the general
Okay.
public. So they were kind of in a gray area.
Technically,
too. I
they
figured
are selling it.
Yeah,
They are
it's
selling it,
not
but
to.
only to their employees.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't really care about that. Do you know if they ever did turn around? Because I think the other guy, how do I say it, pulled the rug out from under him because there was dispute in family and had him sign a lease where they knew the application was not transferable that way. It would be default because it's near a school now, So
Is that for that one's for BP? So that is where we've left it basically. So they're
Okay.
still not selling at this point.
Okay, fine. Okay. I guess we're done with that. Okay. We may have some food thing, Robbie, but we'll wait. Let me get the
Yeah.
other stuff done. Okay, so
Yeah.
the next agenda item is when I went out there to 23 Irene Court, which is the lady that's ringleading. There's 5 houses that people have been there greater than, I'll put it, 25 years, and 3 of them have been greater than 30 years. The lowest being 30. I think there's a 32 and a 33 years. In any event, the 2 across the street, but 23 now, this guy brought in 30 yards of fill, raised his yard so all the water diverts to their yard. It's not a problem if it's just what they call flooding their grass. Well, it is a problem, but I don't think it's a Board of Health problem. Wet in the bottom of their shed, and they had to move their firewood because their firewood is over there in that property line, and it's all soaking wet, maybe 2 feet up. However, their septic system is there. Now, do we wait? Because I'm going to say that Irene Court septic system. Laura, can you look up 23 and tell me if it's an original or a rebuilt? That owner's been there 30, 32 years or 33 years. So I'm going to say it's the original system.
Benny, didn't we have this issue before?
We had it the
Didn't
last.
they came in, didn't they?
No. I brought it up because I went out there with Bruce, and then Bruce has been out there several times. However, I said that at this point, I went to planning board. I went to Amy, and conservation is no wetlands right there. The wetlands are over near the railroad. We call the railroad bed, but in the yards there are no wetlands. However, and I'm glad you're on, Tim. I was going to ask you a question if there's anything you can do. My thought is. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
Penny, if someone, your neighbor, is adversely affecting your property,
Right.
whether it's trespassing or
Right.
trying to, expand on their property or causing a water issue, it's a civil issue.
It
It's
is
a
a
civil
civil.
issue.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
If it's
you don't
going to
want, you don't want to
possibly
get in the,
affect- Okay.
you don't want to get in the middle of that.
Okay. I was
Now,
saying.
what I do recommend to people when they call up, when they have
Right.
issues like that,
Okay.
different stuff, I tell them, I said, look, the first thing you should do is if you're talking to that neighbor, talk to them.
Right.
If not, you send them a letter.
Right.
And that way you have a track record of, trying to solve a problem. And if they
Correct.
don't respond,
Right.
send them certified mail and explain how they're causing a problem for you.
Right.
Because of what they did. And that way you can go to the magistrate, file a small claim,
Correct. Yeah.
And you could get heard in front of the magistrate will invite you both in
Right.
and explain, and, and then you let them do it.
Right,
You
right.
let them, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking if he wanted to be a nice guy, he could go along the property line, make a little swale, and then just send all the water to the riverbed there. We call it
Yeah,
the rail bed,
yeah.
because it's mounded up, and on both sides it's down below. And
No, I get it. But
yeah.
once you get sucked into something like that, it's a rabbit hole, Vinny.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll stay away
Vinny,
from it.
I thought we already told the homeowners that put this
Me?
complaint in originally that it was a civil matter.
I think
I tell
we
them
did.
all that,
I think we did, maybe. Okay, so but the other thing is, I went down there after yesterday's rain, and I got photos. I think I sent them to everybody, including you, Tim.
Okay.
Mike,
I didn't see
Chris.
any.
Well, I sent them probably late this afternoon because I got them this
Okay,
afternoon.
okay.
So probably after 4:30. In any event, that's showing flooding. Not as bad as the storm we had like a month and a half ago, which was pretty torrential. But the thought is, I said, you're gonna have to document this. If you remember Bellstone, where there was a flooding from one neighbor to another, they destroyed part of their pool pump. They did sue them, but I'm saying, and then DPW came down and extended the drain because that
Yeah.
septic system there, John Vadney installed it twice, and John Vadney knows what he's doing. And he kept saying to me, when I dug the ground up to put the new one in, he said there was water coming out of the hole. He said, try to divert it to the storm drain, but he says, I can't go digging out there. He says, it's not their property, it's town property. So anyway, I will advise them to do what you said, Tim, send a letter to the neighbor, or actually go talk to him first. Talk or send a letter. Certified mail.
Yeah, if they have a track record of them trying to work it out, it just works better in their favor. They've documented it.
Right.
Now it's causing, maybe damage to this. I don't know if is their septic backing up or something.
No, but they're worried about it. It's 30 years old.
Yeah. So and that's what they want to say. Look,
right.
You filled I don't know what the guy did, but if he filled his yard and didn't create any kind of drainage for it, he's creating a problem.
What he did was he created a big mound. Now he's got all the pens over there. What he was trying to do is there's a lot of ledge in the back there. So he was trying to even it off. So what he did was he sent all 30-yard trailers. I get pictures of the 30-yard trailers coming in, dumping this stuff. And it's bony material. Then he just put regular dirt over it. And I think he seeded, maybe he didn't even seed it because there's all pens all over it. Whatever. Obviously he doesn't like them. And they obviously don't like him. There's, like I said, 5 neighbors that don't like him because they were there. He's been there 5 years, by the way, 7 years. And they've been there collectively. If you add up to 30, 29, and 25, it's over 100 years in terms of total time there, Anyway.
Well, Vinny, I wouldn't entertain it anymore. You just tell them what they need to do, and then that's it.
Okay,
There's
I will do
nothing
that.
we can do. So
okay, I'll do that. Hey, actually, yeah, okay. I'll talk to him because rather than have you do that, Laura, I'll do it. I know one of the people personally, and one's a former police officer. Anyway, that said, 17 North Main Street, the doggy daycare. I went down there. What was that? Monday, Laura? Or Friday? Yeah, I think it was Monday. And I met with the Isabella, and I forget her father's name. And they have a very long Italian name. Nice Italian name. Anyway, and they told me that they were going to vacuum up the urine, take the urine, dump it in the toilet. I thought that was going to be challenging because if you have 35 dogs and 5 people taking care of 7 dogs each, I don't know how you're going to catch the urine and the feces. The feces will be bagged and then thrown into their dumpster. But I said, in the summertime, those bags will probably expand. It'll produce gas, sulfide. It'll break the bag, and the whole dumpster will smell like, dog crap. So I said, your neighbors might get wind of this, or people just driving by the plaza, might end up getting wind of it. So I said, check with your waste hauler whether they allow it too. Because if it's hobbies, I don't know if they allow that. I don't know if you can dump animal waste in bulk into your thing. We had a not planning. We had it in the department this morning. But prior to that, this was not on that agenda. Amy and I talked. The DPW guy talked, both Jesse and the engineer kind, and he says they should open up the storm drains and we call it the floor drains, which were designed with actually have oil water separators in there. But they said, you know, they could definitely use that to get rid of the urine, and it'll just go into the sewer. You know, animal urine, human urine's allowed in the sewer. I guess if it's even fecal matter that was mixed, they could put it in the sewer system, but they would have to grind it and hydrate it. So no one's going to do that. So I said that they have to send us a letter. So Laura, what we're going to do is let's send them another a letter because they may have not understood that. And even Amy said that she was going to send them a letter from the planning board stating that you have to satisfy both three boards, animal control, well, three departments, animal control, DPW, and the Board of Health. And I don't know if it was Tracy said that even though it's a dog zoning special permit, she said you should be able to stick it under your, what do you call it? Domestic animal thing, because parts of it there control the waste side of things and a few other things. So I think that we should probably say that they'll file that thing and they'll deal with the sections dealing with waste. Containment, that's the other thing too. They got to berm the top with something because urine will flow right across there. And the DPW said, you know, why don't we let the Board of Health handle that? Because, you know, it's basically feces and urine. And I said, I agree. DPW usually doesn't get involved with it except when it's in the sewer system. And if it's a problem, like if it's clogged. So I think.
Do you want the Board of Health to send a letter, or I missed some of that?
Yeah, no, I think the Board of Health should send a letter stating that on the Monday afternoon we talked, I needed a waste management plan. I need to know, you know, probably why you're not using the floor drains in there. He said he's going to put plywood over them and just put grass on it. I'm going like, well, the grass could be porous, but dogs will probably, I don't know, just pee on the floor, which is ceramic coated versus the green areas. Maybe not. I'm not sure what dog husbandry is and how they, you know, I know they mock territories, but
What if I ask Tracy about that and get her?
Well, she did. She said that she's going to be concerned about the 10 animals at a time in the back, how they're penned. They're going to put a big top to keep the sun away from the animals, the dogs rather. And I got concerned that, you know, when you get the winds, the top will get ripped to shreds. He said, no, I'm going to anchor it. He said, I got a guy that's doing the fence that said he can engineer it. He's going to tie it to the apron of the building. So we'll see how that works. The owner of the property, the plaza owner, does not want him to go too crazy with, I guess there was originally a proposal to strip all the asphalt and put in a, what do you call it, like some kind of a perimeter drain around it, and then pipe it to a, either a sewer or pipe it to a tank, and then the tank can overflow into the sewer. You know, and there won't be enough water, like in a human's toilet system, there's enough water to eject the solids and the liquids. With dogs, if you vacuum it up and then you got to put it into piles of feces that are pretty much dry, you know, plus the dog has loose bowels, we're not going to have a way of making this work. He'll clog the sewer, we call it drain there. So let's get that letter out to them. And I think if you want to contact Amy and see if she's going to reiterate that thing, but I believe she sent a copy of the letter to me, and there were two sections she highlighted and said they have to comply with the Board of Health on two areas, which is waste management and urine. And then they have to comply with DPW and animal control. Animal control says until they actually set up, they really can't inspect the pen area because right now it's a wide open space. It's nothing. So, but she said that they will have to do that before they get their occupancy. So, and I guess, Tim, there's nothing, will there be an occupancy come from you for the building on that?
Yeah, when they're done.
When they're done with their construction?
Well, it would be just a certificate of completion because they're not doing a renovation. You know what I mean?
Right. They're remodeling the facility inside. basically.
Yeah, they're making pens in it.
Pen,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So it's a
Okay,
yeah, it's basically just a safety walkthrough.
okay, fine. Okay.
You know.
Okay, so the other new business item was 35 Blackmar Street. There was trash out there, mattresses and a few other things. So I had Laura send certified mail, Laura, right? It's due, they have time to 5/5, May 5th to respond to us. Is that correct, Laura? May 5th?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. So at that point, if they don't respond, I don't know, we're gonna have an audit to get rid of that stuff. Right now, the 2 mattresses, I'm sure, have been soaked at least 3 times. The weekend. Anyway, a child got hurt on a trailer that's sitting out in a vacant lot. The lot is actually owned by the Ernest Taft Jr. Estate. The taxpayer, I guess they're related, is Roland and Joanne Arcan. And he left me a message on my machine, not happy because I left a message saying, you need to contact the Board of Health. We need to figure out what this abandoned trailer is doing there. Because the girl had to get tetanus shot and some other shot because she was, it's not fenced in. So if you run from one yard to another yard, and kids will be kids. So she got a pretty good laceration. But he gave me his attorney's name, but no number. And then he says, my attorney will be contacting you. He says, I'm good enough to pay the taxes on land I don't own. He said, but it's under the Taft estate. It's been like that for several years. I think Ernie Taft has been dead for years, right? Anyway, either way, for some reason, it's in probate. And until they settle that property, they'll either sell it or they'll clean it up. But I don't know. I'm going to try to see. You know what? I'll play the message back, Laura, tomorrow, and I'll send you the attorney's name. He's in Milford. Maybe we can contact him and say, listen, he hasn't contacted me, and he hasn't contacted you, correct?
Right.
It's O'Keefe, I think is the name. It's an attorney, O'Keefe, I believe. So let's find his address in Milford. There can't be that many. Hopefully, O'Keefe's or whatever the name. I will let you know exactly the name, and we'll track him down and tell him that we're gonna wait a little while, but it needs to be cleaned up. Tim, it's not something that's like a vehicle, right? It's just a trailer.
Yeah, it's kind of
So,
it's kind of a.
I thought it was a
messy situation. Nobody owned, nobody's responsible for it right at this, and
right.
it has been there quite a while. I've had conversations with Roland. He told me the same thing. It's in probate. He doesn't own it.
But he pays the taxes.
Well,
so
that's what I said. That's what I said. I said, look, I said, it's harboring rodents, as far as I know, squirrels and everything. And I said, it needs to go. And he said, well, I can't really, it's not my property. I said, well, and that's when he said it's going through probate. I said, well, how long is that going to take,
Yeah,
he said,
I think
he told me it was almost done. That was a year ago.
Okay.
It was
well, I can tell you right now, you remember when they built the 40B housing at Ernie Taft near the drive-in? That's been 7 years. And Ernest Taft died, I think, probably a good, maybe not 7, at least 5 years ago. So, I mean,
I don't know.
Is that because they're trying to find heirs? And I'm saying,
yeah, I would imagine. I mean, Taft is going to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? Taft is
right. It's a common name in English. Yeah.
So I don't know what the the mechanics of it are, but I know he keeps claiming he doesn't own it. So.
And the other thing he said to me in his voicemail was, they're trespassing. And I was going to say, like, if it was an adult, I agree, they're trespassing. But this is a child, and I think it's even a girl. So girls are usually less aggressive playing it out in the woods. But hey, I'm not going to be sexist and say that girls can play in the woods just like boys can. And no offense, they shouldn't be going out there. In this case, it's a nuisance that can cause a hazard.
If he owned it, then we could do enforcement. But
correct.
It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. Who do you enforce?
Right. And what he said to me is, I'm paying the taxes just because I don't want it seized. So I figured he was an heir, but I never
Well,
got to talk to him. He doesn't want to
So
talk
I
to him.
think he's gonna benefit from it at some point when it settles. It's
Right.
just, you know,
Yeah.
it's getting from point A to point B, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So Laurel, I'll get you the attorney's name. Let's find him out and let's tell him, I don't know.
Find out
we
what's
can't
going
go
on
another
with it.
year. We're going to give him like,
Find out what's going on with it, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, because we can, I guess, you know, we call it petition the estate to send someone out there and clean it. Just like we did with Sinellis when he died and there was all that food and stuff out there. You know, they had to clean it up. And then someone bought the land and put was it duplex lots? They put 2 houses on it, something like that. So in any event, we'll take care of that trailer thing.
Vinny, if you go back to the 35 Blackma, the letter states that they have to clean, we'll do an inspection on the 5th. And if it's not
Okay.
cleaned up, we'll be fining them $100 a day. The letter's in your package.
Okay, good. So I will be out there on the, okay, if you don't mind reminding me, the 5th
Yeah.
is what day?
Friday.
Friday? No,
No?
Friday. Okay. Okay. No, it's Saturday, I think. Right, 6, 7. No,
Friday.
yeah, no, the 8th.
It's the
Yes.
second.
Yeah, so
Friday is
3,
the 5th.
4, the 5th. Okay, good.
Yeah,
So
that's Friday.
if you can remind me, Laura, on Friday, I will go out and see if it's cleaned up. If not, prepare me a document. I will issue $100 fine for littering. You know, I mean,
Yep.
you know, because right now I did talk to someone at DPW. They said, we're not going to pick it up. You know, it's, you know, you're not allowed to put mattresses out anymore. So if they were smart and they took it down to the recycling, they were allowed to get rid of it there. If you have Harveys do it, it's $150. So it behooves you to take your free mattress and box spring each year. And if you only have a mattress but no box spring, they'll let you bring 2 mattresses or 2 box springs. They're very nice at the recycling center. And it's appreciated because if not, it becomes litter on our streets. Okay, so the next thing on old business is the health agent job description update. So Laura, if you want to give us the ad looking, you know, what do you call it? The notification ad. And we do.
Yeah, the Beacon,
Yeah.
it's advertised in the Beacon and it's
MHOA
advertised in the,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
correct. That's correct. It went in on Friday.
Okay,
We took the job description, added some legal stuff to it,
fine.
set the link up. We've gotten a couple of responses.
Good. Okay.
So as soon as we collect all the responses, I'll circulate them through.
Did we say we're gonna do 14 days? How did we say it in the ad?
I think it says until filled.
Until filled? Okay, fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. What I'm saying is we would start interviewing when we get like, how many?
Yeah, so we have
2.
two resumes right now
Okay, and it's been out there now since.
and a letter of interest.
And a letter of interest. So
Yep.
that becomes, it's probably been a week and we've got 2.
It'll be a week on Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I think we should go at least another week easy. So that way there, actually, let's go till our next meeting. And then at the next meeting, I think we can look at them and then bring them in for an interview. The following meeting, I'm trying not to go into June too far, you know? This is fun.
Why don't I,
Yeah.
when I get 5 or 6 resumes, I'll send them out to the board.
Fine.
That way you can look them over.
Yeah, that way we don't have to.
Or if you
use a
want,
meeting.
I'll send them to you as I get them, whatever you want.
Yeah,
I
what do you
think-
feel, Trish?
Or at least like 3 at a time or something, so that, because you
Alright.
already have, so I mean, wait for one more and then send those 3 and then we can kind of skim through those and
Right.
then the next batch, you know what I mean? I feel like it's easier that way too.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good
I
idea.
like- So,
Can do that, no problem.
Okay, Laura, one other quick thing. Did you ever get a resume from Gary Cavino? He's one that
Yes,
applied.
we just got it today.
Okay,
Yep.
fine, good.
Tim
Okay,
has it. Vinny,
Yep,
I don't know if you saw in your package, but the job description that we put in is in your package. You can read what we wrote up.
Okay,
Did you
okay.
see that in
Just
there?
trash issues at Stop and Shop. I guess Mike Hennessy had been down there. I was, how do I say, informed by a few people. You know, I'll say it. One was Bruce this weekend that there was some trash out there. I went and look. You know, it didn't look that bad. But again, it was during the work day. I believe Arcade does not sweep till the evening. And I think we said to them 3 evenings a week, unless Stop and Shop calls or Mr. Sullivan. I don't even know if he's still in that retainer, but if he calls and says there's a lot of trash out there, then they need to sweep. I believe it's Stop and Shop only. And they will do 3 times a week, and they'll do an extra if Stop and Shop says that there's so much trash that their employees can't pick it up. Like if it's embedded in the top because it rained and it got run into the ground, they use a power sweeper so they can clean up. The other thing I did notice, a little bit of trash along that fence. And I'm not sure last time, did we discuss that fence? I think we did. Yeah, Mike brought that up. Okay, we'll skip that. But there's also trash in the wetland fence. The what do we call it? The no disturb fence they put. So there's trash on that. So probably no one cares, but you know, the wetland's probably as important as Mr. Sullivan because, you know, we're not supposed to be trashing the wetland, you know, whatever. But I'm not going to give it to Concom. I don't think it makes much sense. And then we're supposed to discuss the status of 41 Carrier Street. Trish, if you have anything to comment on,
I mean, I go
yeah,
there
so do
at
I.
least once a week,
you
and
know. Yeah.
I don't really see major issues,
Okay.
but I mean, I don't live over there,
Right.
so.
Well, I got a call from Bruce and I got a call from Kelly, and there was one other person. But you know, both of them said, you know, and I think Mike Hennessy said the same thing. We're fueling that fire if we give him more and more trash, whether he's, how do I, congregating it and making a bigger thing out of it. I don't know. We're not going to be able to monitor him as much as we just have to sort of keep on now. Okay. The next item was 41 Carrier Street. Can you refresh? Is that on the inside the packet, Laura?
Yeah, well, that's the documents that Mr. Sullivan agreed to back in the day
Oh,
about
okay.
the
Got it.
fence.
That's what
So
that
there's
is.
like
I knew that.
4 pages there, and one of them is a
Yep,
letter
okay.
stating. Do you see that?
Okay. Yes, I see it. Yeah, that's a long time ago. I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah, and he was good for about a year.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, he claimed it was since 2013, but he started getting into it somewhere, I don't know, in 19, I guess in 20. You know, KP Law, ourselves, Town, call it Dennis Frayne. We got into making the fence more permanent. We got into making it, you know, how do we say it? A little wiper at the bottom. Now, as of last meeting, we had said that the fire department's okay as long as there's a wheel enough that if we put stockade to match the other one, it'll look aesthetic. It might keep the trash from going over that, call it 3.5 to 4 foot. And the fence would still it'll be up on the upper rail, and there'll still be that black wiper seal along the bottom to catch that would run under a fence. So, Deputy Chief Milo thought that, you know, his department just wants to see it when it's modified, and I don't know who's doing it. Is it RK or Stop and Shop or the town? That I don't know who's doing that, but we can wait till next meeting and just put that back on because maybe Mike Hennessy may have some extra comments on that. Okay. So next item is food inspector updates. Robbie, what do we got for food? And I have a couple issues, I guess.
I was gonna say, do you want to start with your issues?
Yeah, sure. So I went to Market Basket on Sunday. And by the way, you know, like when you have like a cliffhanger where water's eroded a mountain, you have this big pedestal coming out. Well, believe it or not, I don't know how gravity didn't defy that, but the eggs were literally, I don't know, 15 high, and they were out a foot beyond at the top, but the bottom was sort of like, you arch them out 2 inches at a time. And I was just going to pull one and have the whole thing come down. But at $10 a dozen, and in case there would be a shortage of eggs, I said, nah, I shouldn't do that. But I was like upset. I said something to one of the employees. I didn't get the manager because I just figured he could go over there and just rearrange them, make them rectangular instead of, I call it an inverted pyramid. And let's see, what else was there? There was one other thing with food, and that was not at, wasn't at Market Basket. I guess I'm gonna have to pass on that or something. Oh yeah, I know what it was. Somebody was saying something about our mobile food things. Are we all set on those now? I guess it was a person who said that they submitted their request for an inspection, and that you didn't get out there and get it done, and they already paid the fee. I guess you get your permit, but you got to get an inspection annually, right? Once a year,
Yes.
Rob? Okay.
So depending on, and again, depending on what they're serving, it would be either annual or biannual, depending on their season.
Okay.
Laura did reach out to most of them. She CC'd me on the emails. A couple of them have gotten in touch with me, and I'm putting them on the books for inspections. There's a couple I haven't heard back from yet, and one that didn't realize that it was annual. So he had already had an inspection previously and didn't realize that he needed to have another one. But that is something that is currently being worked on.
Right. Okay. He'll just fill out a new application and get his current permit, and then you can
I
whatever. Okay.
I believe he has his permit. I just don't think he realized that he had to have another inspection along with it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, we had said that we're not gonna deal with food grading at this point, but on food inspections, how you are picking up the supermarkets and the schools?
I can if you would like.
Yeah, I would, because at this point, let's see, the schools would be due May, right? So this month. I don't want to go to June, because I think if we inspect the school when it's closed down, the only thing is it's summer school. I said that doesn't make sense. So let's make our third inspection May. Is that how it goes?
The only thing that would be tough with me doing the schools is I do not get out until they are closed.
Oh, okay. 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 I guess I could go and do them.
I mean, unless I can make arrangements with someone to meet me later, but at which point they're not in the middle of
serving.
serving.
Yeah. I don't know right now. You can let me know, Trish. Was Bruce doing when they were actually serving? I think he was doing one of the lunches. So there's 3 lunches, I believe, and he was doing at least one of them.
He wasn't, he really wasn't doing them when the school's in session like we wanted him to.
Okay.
So even like in December, it was, during December break, and
right. Yeah.
didn't really make any sense.
Right.
That's why we were trying to change it so that it is being done while the kids are in school.
Right. And we would do it in May for the second or third. I forget how we do it. We do it annually now, Rob. January.
I thought it was twice a year.
Well, we had discussed quarterly.
Quarterly, yeah, quarterly.
Okay.
So we do January. Well, we do January or December before the break, yeah, or after the break. Then we do. Did we say April somewhere, or did we do May? May, I think it's May. Then it's September. So
I think the original plan that I believe Bruce was going
3.
to operate
We
by.
want to make it 4. So
it was going to be either like last week of August, beginning of September,
right.
One in December, either right before or right after break,
right.
And then one in May, April and May before they close for the season. And you
so
discussed maybe doing one over the summer.
Okay. So Rob, if you don't mind, since Bruce was doing it that way, until we get a new agent, if you can pick up May's inspections, just do them after hours if you can possibly get in there with somebody,
I can call and make arrangements for someone to meet me, even if I have to split them over a couple of days.
Okay. Do they lock up everything up at a certain time? I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably not.
I I believe the custodial staff is still there, and I assume with late buses and such at the high school
Right.
and middle school that it might be a little bit
Okay,
more doable. I don't know about well, what their official closing schedules are or how late I can have someone meet me, but I'll reach out and make arrangements.
okay, great.
If
And
becomes an issue, let us know. I'm sure me and
Yeah.
Vin-
Yeah, we can take care of it if it's an issue. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
the
will
other thing was the
definitely
DPH. Oh, sorry. Anything else, Rob, on food inspections, restaurants,
we
stuff like?
we had a couple things that came up. Tim and Laura had been in contact with me in regards to a complaint that was received at one location in town. I won't give their name
Okay.
presently, but it was a cleanliness issue. I went in, we did opt to do a temporary shutdown. So the owner actually came in and they deep cleaned everything in the kitchen and addressed some of the more hazardous issues to get to a point to where they were safe to reopen again. I did do another pop-by inspection last week, and things are better. There's still a couple more items to address that were longer term issues, such as some equipment issues that were going to take a little bit, and facility issues. But I know that they were also dealing with a water bill, so I don't think they've actually been issued their permit yet. I think that they applied for it, but it hasn't necessarily gone through. But either Tim or Laura could probably chime in on that a little bit better.
Okay.
And then there was another location that was having an issue with one of the drainage pipes in their location, so it was causing a bit of an odor and what I assume is potentially some bacterial growth. But
Okay.
they are addressing that during a renovation that's planned for
Okay.
within the next week. So
The
those
odor
two have been
wouldn't go
addressed.
out okay. The odor wouldn't go out the vent tube, or was a
It
not a-
was a drain attached to one of the food prep areas.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know where it was draining to, but I think there was a break in it behind the wall.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess the only thing with the one that was temporarily closed was part of it grease related or not?
More general cleanliness
fine.
issues.
Okay.
There was an issue where the cook was not using gloves
Okay.
at the grill that was addressed. The overall condition had deteriorated quite a bit.
Fine.
I was sticking to the floor, which is never a great sign. So
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah.
but aside from that, things have been
Okay. So,
fairly normal.
at the process you got involved, other than someone complaining of what they observed, like lack of use of gloves, stuff like that, no one
Yeah.
was in jeopardy of really getting, food poisoning or some major potentially hazardous situation. Was it?
They did have an issue with one of their refrigeration units with it. It could have potentially been an issue. All the food that was in it was discarded at the time, and we kind of created a program for them to work with because the proximity of it is just so close to the grill that I think that unit's always going to struggle.
Right.
And it's something we've been through in the past with this establishment in particular.
Okay.
As well as
they can't move it, right? They can't move it.
the space isn't really conducive to having it anywhere else.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if we've had issues with them before, whoever it is.
We have
Yeah.
not to this scale, but they've been a topic of discussion previously.
Okay. I'm probably going to say I think I know who it is, but that's fine. We'll just leave it the way it is, and we'll go from there. So the next item is the employee calendar for May. So it's mainly going to be you, Laura, right? At this point.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
kind of just a general as to what's going on and when the meetings are.
Yep. Oh yeah, the meetings too. That's important. Yeah. Okay. And town meetings the 24th. I thought it was earlier, but that's fine. It's good enough. Okay, so the DPH intern search, I think we said we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna wait till spring a little later, or do you want to reach out to them and see if they've got anything for us, or they can tell us, call us in September, which probably is not a good thing because, people start their second round of class, from spring to fall session,
I think now's a good time. We could find someone.
Yeah. I mean, if we can get them in here, they get credit. We can, depending on what we give them for tasks, and it could be
Well, that's what I
very,
wanted to do. I'll start putting it out there, but I kind of just needed an idea of what tasks we wanted them to do,
right.
like something in
Okay.
writing, because I really wasn't sure
Okay,
what to start looking for. But if you can maybe put something together that we
right.
want them
Okay.
to do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna mirror this to like something that if you're in a Masters of Health program or an epidemiology program, both of those degrees require student intern, especially if you're at Northeastern, because every program in Northeastern, you have to student intern. Maybe except English, I don't know. But if you're a teacher, you have to student intern at a master's level. At a sub-master's level, you get to do it under the state education code. But even master's level, you have to intern. So that said, I'll try to lay out like what I would, and Trish, you can jump in on this too. I mean, I did want someone to do not the Maven side, but more like the disease states we have, the types of disease, the populations that we have. The state only does it, I believe, annually. They don't get into it too much.
I was
And
gonna say even public health, right? Wouldn't
right,
bring that, so.
yeah. So I kind of want to
I
do
think
that
we
because
just need to come up with a list and let's try to put it together for the next meeting and then
okay,
Laura
okay,
can put it out there.
okay, good, okay. And of course, the other thing too is, um, this person might be able to, depending on if it fits into certain programs, the new agent and probably he or she will have the same issues the last 2 or 3 agents have had, and that is we have hoarding. Um, you know, Part of that we try to take through elder services, a few other things. Um, we also have situations where, there have been some complaints that, the rats at the Charles River are moving into the back of the North Main Street Plaza. I mean, other than that one time someone was throwing food over the bank, it's nicely clean now. The dumpsters are being emptied. So I don't think that's a problem, but someone recently echoed, and I'm trying to stay away from commenting on Bellingham bars, that we need a rat czar like Boston just hired. No, I don't think we need that, but rats do create uh, big disease potentials. And even though people cannot believe it, the bubonic plague can make a reoccurrence at any time it wants if the rats get the right basic, let's say, filth condition. So, and it is that way, potentially in Boston. Now, they haven't said they have the plague, but they said that's plague-like conditions. But they've hired someone now who's titled a rat czar. I'm not sure that's a great title, but that person will be working with pest management companies, government city buildings, and other buildings that are, not private. And they will probably have to have the dumpsters washed out and cleaned regularly. They'll probably have to make sure that,
Whatever they gotta do. This
yeah,
is like a huge issue across
yeah, the whole country. But I
the
mean,
whole
I'm thinking in
country.
Massachusetts, whatever. It's the biggest
Yeah,
cities, but
so,
I'm going to say Franklin, Bellingham probably has their shares. Remember, we have a major river stream, and when that thing gets dried out, they move into the, we call the dumpsters. When it's filled with water, they probably stay along the bank, hoping there's some kind of animal kill, and they can get a little bit of food out of it. Still have coyotes, we still have hawks, and a few other things that they don't
yeah.
completely eat all the animal product. Okay, I guess
You want
that's it for.
I'm gonna do the bills, Vinny?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So I'd like to make a motion that we pay Griffin Enterprise Holdings LLC $1,350.
Okay, for tobacco, right?
Yep, for tobacco inspections.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, if so, abstain. Okay,
And then I'd like to make a motion that we pay Amazon $114.42. That's for Earth Day supplies.
Okay, I will second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
And I had a chuckle at this one. So I'd like to make a motion that we pay Salmon V&A
Yep.
$670.
Yeah, for April 2023. Yeah, remember I said we would move it to 6/6.
Yeah, we got rid of the sixes.
And
Made me laugh.
I don't mind. They're a bargain at what they're doing for us, and so we'll give them the extra $3.34 a month. So that was it. So I will second that. Yeah. Anyway,
All right, I
all
think
those
that's
in
it.
favor say
Can
aye.
can I ask a question after?
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
I guess
Uh, Sorry.
you've been holding it
Sorry.
in the whole time.
No, it was just about that last topic.
Oh.
The tobacco inspections that is Robbie on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hey,
Actually,
Robbie.
I might be asking the same question.
Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure that they were the ones that you signed off on, these ones here that you're talking about, are they all set in the computer so we know? That
Yes.
they're all approved
Yes.
or whatever? Yeah.
I sent over the backups to Laura. It's done through the state system. It's not done through Permatize.
Okay.
So I just get the Excel spreadsheet printout from the state system and I forward that to Laura.
Yeah, so we have that, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, just so we, just like, when the complaints come in, we look first to make sure they're current,
Yeah.
with their licensing, that's all.
Yeah.
And
Since
actually,
had problems with that a couple of years ago, right?
I was gonna say, on the same topic, I wasn't sure how you guys wanted to see them. I know obviously with my status change, I didn't know if I should be changing, the name on the invoice or what works best for all those involved, because I know that now that I'm employee again.
Yeah, you're a subcontractor under a different LLC,
Right.
with a W-9 for everything you do for the board, right?
No, I'm back to W2.
Oh, you're back to employee.
No,
Yeah.
as far as I know, you're still subcontracted. Nobody told me, because you were a subcontractor then and you were an employee. And when you went to the DPW, you were back to a subcontractor, I thought. Nobody
That's
told
what
me
I thought.
Okay.
otherwise.
Yeah, I think we should keep it that way because the other thought is Robbie's paid out of 2 revolving funds, which I don't know if an employee, I guess they could take it out of that, but wouldn't it be also, it depends on the rate we set was based on, let's say, a litany of people we had in the past doing different inspections and other towns. And we came up with agreeable rate for inspections, re-inspections, and both the food and the tobacco ones are pretty hefty, and we can continue to go out of that. And as we need you, Robbie, to go out and do, like, let's say, a follow-up complaint that I come up with, or another board member, or somebody else, the public comes up with, and even if you've already inspected that place, I mean, I guess you'd want to go out and re-inspect it, just to make sure that everybody, how do I say it, that's complaining gets to realize, well, someone's following up on it, because if not, then it gets to what we call that Bellingham buzz and Bellingham unplugged, and half of that stuff is not right. I'm trying to, after I did it once, I'm no longer commenting unless I absolutely comment and say, this is a septic issue, this is a mosquito issue, but I'm not commenting on who the hell told them they could put it there without consulting us, because the state does what they want to do. And if it's a state issue, I just have to stay away from it. Like, for example, on Earth Day, there were several people on the pickup team says, why can't we pick up the 495 interchange? I says, because that's state property. They do not want us out there. And I said to the person, you can call, Representative Soda, or you can call the Mass DOT and get the highway division and say, listen, when are you sending out the prisoners or when are you sending out your workers to clean 495 east, or say south and north bound? I mean, because they were not as bad as I've seen them, but they were still dirty. They were more dirty on the not where the lights are, but further on the bend, and not where you get onto 485. Sort of like the middle. It's like a slingshot. Centrifugal force sends it right into the grass and fence there. So, but I don't know. I just told people, we had more than enough areas to clean up. We never got half the streets that we started street-wise, never got completely finished. So, and we ran out of time. We had enough.
On a different note, I never got to say, thank you to Laura for getting everything together, her and Michelle. Like, you guys do a great job every year. You kind of have to throw it all together. We have this plan, but then you guys put it all together. You make it happen. So I just want to say thank you. And it was a great job. And we had a great turnout, and I'm excited to see, what we have next year.
Right. I will concur with that,
Hopefully
Laura
more
and
people.
Michelle. Yeah. Well,
More
I
people.
think we had a pretty good amount of people. I think,
Well,
you know.
Laura said 70, but that's just how many people actually filled out the paperwork, right, Laura?
right.
Correct.
Right,
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like we probably had more than that.
yeah.
People could have just showed that day. That's true.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So would you say that this year was bigger than last year? I would say yes.
I would say yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think
I
we
didn't
had,
see last year's dumpster, but I'd say so.
yeah. 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 I mean, the only thing some years, like not last year, but the year before that, we had refrigerators, ACs, toilets, sinks. I mean, we didn't. Now, we did have, according to Don Martinez, we had 8 tires on Maple Street on his stretch. The other end of Maple Street going to the recycle, a lot of trash there. Good news is the minute you get the recycling center, it becomes Franklin. So I guess you could say, we don't care what happens on that side, but it does, it's still Maple Street in any event. And then the furthest end of Maple Street up near Hartford Ave and Depot Street, we never got past the railroad tracks. And we picked up a lot of bags there. It was not for a lack of people. It was just for lack of time.
Time, yeah, definitely
There's-
time. And I have to say,
Yeah, and-
Dan Haddad, like, for him to, get all the athletes there, and
Yeah, he had 2 groups this year of athletes. I think that was really good.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And I did, well, yeah, that's fine. I think I mentioned about Best Buy. Laura, have you heard anything? Did they pay that fine? Not, yeah, Best Buy. Yeah. Did they pay it? Do you know?
Not that I know of, no. They did
Okay.
not.
Okay, so I guess the clock goes this way here. If they have 21 days from the date of issue, which was, when did I issue it? It was the day after Earth Day. Well, it was Monday
We did
probably.
it
So
on the
that Monday
15th.
was what? Oh, 15th. Yeah, okay, so 16th, 17th. So they have 21 days, Laura, from the 17th. So what's that, May? Yeah,
I think it's gonna bring us closer to
mid-May, right?
meeting. So why don't we just put it on the agenda
Okay,
for the
yep.
meeting and follow up with it then?
Okay, I think we've satisfied our agenda. So
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Have a great night,
Same, so
guys.
carried. Okay, have a good night. Thank
See
you.
you later.
Good night.
See you.